We just received a huge leak and confirmation from Star Wars Episode 8 that indicates that 3 of the major players currently in this new trilogy could possibly have a face-off, and I just want to say before we begin discussing all the details, it is quite spoilery, so be warned. Yesterday, a few actors arrived in Northern Ireland to shoot scenes for Episode 8. Now, the significance of Ireland in this leak is that is where they have shot all of the Ahch-To scenes for Episode 8. For those of you that don't remember, Ahch-To is the island in which Rey discovered Luke in the finale for The Force Awakens. The biggest significance and thing to follow that we received were the actors that actually arrived in Ireland. One of the actors and the big topic in this video is that Adam Driver, the actor who plays Kylo Ren, was among the group. That is correct. The big spoiler and leak we received from the actors arriving is that Kylo Ren will eventually make it to Ahch-To. The other very important thing is that not only is Kylo Ren going to Ahch-To, but he will also encounter both Rey and Luke Skywalker there as well, as the other 2 actors arriving we see are Daisy Ridley and Mark Hamill. You can interestingly enough tell Daisy Ridley was trying to hide that it was her, but a well-placed camera shot and various close-up images the paparazzi were able to obtain confirms it is her. On another note, Rian Johnson, the director and writer for Episode 8, also arrived. So this is huge news for Star Wars, and right away we know that Kylo Ren will not only make it to Ahch-To, but also encounter not only Luke, but Rey as well. In The Force Awakens, it was Kylo's primary goal to hunt down and kill the last remaining Jedi, that being Luke Skywalker, so now that we know he receives the location to Luke in Episode 8, that is what appears to be going down. Seeing this, I would have to assume it occurs near the latter half of the film, since a confrontation like this is monumental. Also, a remaining question is who else has Kylo brought along with him to aid him in killing Rey and Luke? It is only logical to assume he knows Rey went to train with Luke after The Force Awakens, and he must know that even if his abilities have amplified over the course of his training under Snoke, he will still require help. Could this mean Snoke himself will venture to Ahch-To and assist Kylo in executing Rey and Luke? Although this would be cool and a great treat to finally see what Snoke can do, I find this to be unlikely. It is made abundantly clear that Snoke fears Luke more than almost anything, and he seems to be far more hands-off when concerning Luke, preferring others to fight for him. I do, however, think we can expect the Knights of Ren to accompany Kylo on his journey to Ahch-To. We know the Knights of Ren have killed Jedi in the past and fought with Kylo before, and Kylo will likely facilitate all the help he can get. A sequence I look forward to seeing is a group of the Knights of Ren and Kylo fighting both Luke and a better trained Rey in the finale for Episode 8. It's also quite satisfying to know that we will finally find out how Luke feels about Kylo and his betrayal and murder of his friends and everything he cared for. Luke could turn out to be very vengeful and lose control, similarly to the way he did years ago with Vader on the second Death Star, but I find this to be unlikely. Luke learned his lesson from his duel with Vader, and he learned that the consequences of giving into his hate and rage are very dangerous. Giving into rage for even a second can jeopardize who you are, and this was a huge thing Luke learned in Return of the Jedi. I think above all, Luke will still hold hope for his nephew, even after he has killed so many Luke has cared about, including Han Solo. A rematch between Rey and Kylo is also a possibility with this, and we could potentially see the 2 of them fighting while Luke engages with the Knights of Ren, so we could have 2 fight sequences occurring simultaneously. By Kylo arriving, clearly he has gained some new power and command over the Force, and is overall more confident in practice with all aspects of his abilities. If Kylo were to arrive and just get bested right away, this would not make sense, which means he himself has either progressed significantly than the last time we encountered him, or he is accompanied by individuals he feels confident could destroy both Luke and Rey with his help. I am also interested to see how exactly Kylo obtained the information about Ahch-To. In The Force Awakens, there was a whole room and possibly even base filled with people with knowledge of the location of Luke, which means we could potentially see Kylo go after those people. There was also some leaked plot a while ago that described a large-scale attack on the Resistance base, and my working theory right now is that it is the same base we saw in The Force Awakens, and that Kylo and the First Order will arrive and seize the map to Luke. This also brings up the question, how many people will be accompanying Kylo to Ahch-To? Not only could the Knights of Ren go with Kylo, but maybe even huge battalions of First Order troops to aid in the final push to destroy the last Jedi. In closing, this is huge news and a big leak for Episode 8. The arrival of Kylo Ren to Ahch-To is now confirmed, and by the looks of it, he will be having a scene with both Luke Skywalker and Rey in the film. I am so excited right now, and inside, I really wish we could get a look at the location or set they will be filming on, since I would love to potentially see a large fight break out near or in the First Jedi Temple. Anyway, tell me how you feel about this leak, and the fact that we will see the 3 of them together, and we now know the location of possibly the final confrontation in Episode 8. Are you glad Kylo has finally discovered the location of Luke Skywalker, and what kind of help do you think he will have in attempting to kill Luke and Rey? Also, how do you think currently all these characters feel about each other, specifically Luke's feelings towards Kylo? Are they harsh and spiteful, or do you think Luke has moved on in his exile? Thank you so much as always for watching, and stay tuned for everything Episode 8 and Star Wars in general. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.